10 Scariest Places on Earth. Catacombs of Paris, Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum, or the Ridges Madhouse, where only the bravest dare frequent it. 1. The Catacombs of Paris. Catacombs of Paris is a Paris city cemetery and old mines that are 1.7 kilometers in length. Late 18th century, the cemetery Les Innocents Halles is located in the neighborhood near the 6th century existence and cause hygiene problems. After many complaints from the public, dated November 9, 1785, the National Council said it would get rid of this graveyard. Along with that, the other cemeteries of Paris also became narrow after centuries of wars with epidemics. Tunnel Old Quarry on the outskirts of Paris when it was chosen as the burial place of comedy. The remains of the cemetery. After being renovated, the date July 4, 1786, the transfer of the remains of where beginners. According to the ritual, leaving the transfer is done at night, with the participation of the monks to prayer for the dead. 1788 new jobs to complete. Subsequently, in 1814, it again received the remains from other cemeteries of Paris. After months of closure to repair, dated June 14, 2005, Catacombs of Paris were reopened. This hitherto catacombs makes people shudder as difficult terrain, difficult travel many places, and is thought to have regular ghosts wandering. 2. Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum. According to Wiki, Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum is a museum of crimes of the Khmer Rouge while in power from 1975 to 1979. This was a secondary school before becoming a concentration camp Khmer Rouge genocidal regime. In 1975, the school was transformed into a prison known as Security Prison S21. During the 4 years of the local Khmer Rouge government, were around 17,000 people detained between, another source for this figure of 20,000 teeth, mostly members or local Khmer Rouge soldiers previously convicted of treason. The school has been renovated as adding electric fence, reinforced the prison room, interrogation room and torture chamber. Thousands of people were tortured here and only a few surviving inmates leaving the prison capital of the nightmare for Cambodians. Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum is exhibiting the pictures of victims and documenting the crimes of the Khmer Rouge make viewers shudder. 3. The Way of Death, Shades of Death Road. This road is located in Warren County, New Jersey, USA and has a length of about 11 kilometers. It passes through thick forest and the town of Liberty to Connector, Independence. This is said to be where the locals and passers witnessed many horrific incidents. The people here say every occurrence of robberies, murders and bloody violence. This road is a lake next to the name Devil Lake, Lake of the Ghost, where the accident occurred. Many mysteries. Locals say there are ghosts hiding in the trunk to roadside and ready to attack those who stormed straight. The danger is that the missing persons are not leaving any traces. 4. Leap Castle. Castle in Ireland. This is probably the most famous places in a list and survival horror stories. It was built Clan O'Bannon's late 15th century, but then ruled by Clan O'Carrolls. After the death of Mulrooney O'Carroll warlords, Clan happens to the bloody power struggle and turn the castle into a prison. Leap prisoners, killing each other. Castle rumored haunted by many ghosts, including a humped monster called Elemental. According to rumors, this monster is very easy to recognize due to rotting and always smelled the smell of sulfur. While renovating the castle, workers discovered a dungeon, where the prisoners were executed, starved to death. Here, the workers also found 3 sets of remains and their bodies were thorns pierced. 5. Byberry Mental Hospital. Byberry Hospital was founded in 1907. At its peak in 1960, the number of patients up to 6,000 people here. It contains a variety of psychiatric patients, including criminals with mental problems. In 1990, the hospital was closed and became an obsession for people around Scary thing here is not coming from the ghost stories or other frightening characters, which is derived from the facts occurred in the madhouse. In Byberry, human excrement filled the corridor and where the patients sleep. Employees frequently abused and beaten patients. Patients hear even tooth extraction without anesthesia, or a female patient who was killed and dismembered. Besides, when hospitals are closing, the bodies of 2 patients were found dead on the Delaware River, 2 days after they were discharged. 6. The town of Humberstone and La Noria. These are 2 charged. 6. The town of Humberstone and La Noria. These are 2 abandoned mining town in Chile. We were established in 1872 but only lasted until 1960. It is considered one of the region's most spooky haunted in Chile. Locals said that there often appeared dead to life from the grave La Noria cemetery. They hovered around the town and caused a great many macabre scenes. Besides, some people had taken the terrifying image of the mysterious creature in Humberstone. Most of the local people who live here do not dare to areas on. 7. The Asylum The Ridges. There is the original name Madhouse Athens. The Ridges was renamed after Ohio State recovered the land. This madhouse activities from 1874 to 1993. According to Psychological Research Associations England, Athens is considered as one of the 13 most haunted places in the world. Besides, Ohio University, now owns most of the land previously Ridges, is also seen as heavily haunted places. Notorious rapist Billy Milligan, once held here for many years. The most famous story here is about a 54-year-old female patient, fled and disappeared in 6 weeks. This woman is found dead in an abandoned cell. She was stripped of clothing, neatly folded and put it on the cold concrete floor where she died later. Due to the combination of the decomposing body and exposed to light, the bodies of female patients turn into the stains stick on the floor and still be able to see clearly to this day, while the woman's ghost still haunts room. Stull page 8. Nia. Stull, once a small town in the county of Douglas and Mysterious, Kansas, United States with a population of approximately 20 people. However, behind the old looks of this town are the horror stories and mystery. Stull is considered the tombs of the cemetery world's most feared and some call this place one of the 7 doors to hell. In the early years of the 20th century, 2 tragedies rocked the tiny residential area. First is the fact that a father burned the farms and then charred body was found by his son. Second event is the one man missing and was later found hanging on a tree. This area is heavily patrolled police to prohibit the curious sneak in, especially on the occasion of Halloween. 9. Helltown, Ghost Town. Boston Town located north of Summit County, Ohio, and was known as surreal as Helltown. In the 70s, this town is a location acquired by the government and conducted evacuation of people. The houses here intends to be demolished and the land used for a national park, but this plan was never realized. Since then, many in this mysterious story began weaving. Whether based on a true story or a rich imagination of the people, the appalling accumulation Helltown still makes many people fear when passing through the area. At the end of the ramp at Helltown, Stanford Road is a dead end and is known as the place of apocalypse. According to superstition, if anyone gets stuck in this impasse for too long, they can meet the ghosts wandering in the woods. If you get lost, you may encounter Boston Cemetery where many ghosts establish, the middle, or plantain mutants. 10. The Haunted House Riddle House. Riddle House is located in Palm Beach County, Florida. Native is a funeral parlor. This house was later dismantled and rebuilt in Yesteryear Village, South Florida. In the 1920s, the house became the residence of Carl Riddle. It is rumored to be haunted by the ghost of Joseph, one of the former employees and family Riddle's suicide by hanging in the attic. Joseph's ghost is said to hate men and express this hatred by attacking the men boarded attic. Currently, the men are not allowed to step up to the attic